Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Wednesday, July 13th. Side note, he doesn't listen, but it is my brother's birthday. To my sister, if she's listening, don't forget it's your brother's birthday. What's to talk about? You know what? It was a pretty quiet day, all things considered, in the house yesterday. The items to note really are, it still seems like Taylor's going. I'm guessing she has a sense that she's probably going. She doesn't seem to really be campaigning that hard. Terrence also doesn't seem to be campaigning that hard. Usually by this time, Big Brother has been coaching the house guests that are nominated to fight a little bit, to maybe get some, my feeling of it is they want to get some footage of them trying to campaign. Maybe they've decided we got enough footage for 2 shows and we don't have time to show it all, so don't put the house guests through the stress of campaigning. I don't know. Again, we are all in the dark on what is going to happen with this backstage twist, how they're going to get... remember, one person is getting saved, which some say save Brittany, I would think still. Although there may be some leaning towards Alyssa at this point, who has been relatively quiet. There's a whole nother... There's a thing that got posted yesterday that it was like, what? I had someone share it with me in a DM, and it was like, well, I think it was, there's no point, I think Chatty pointed it out to me. Chatty is one of the people that follows me, one of my patrons, and okay, we're jumping into a side note here. There was a video posted of Chatty talking about birth children and when they're born, and her theory that the closer that children are born together, siblings are born together, the more they look alike, and the further apart they're born, the less they look alike. In other words, if two kids are born, 2 years in a row, and then it's like 3 or 4 more years before another one is born, that other one won't look as much like the first 2. It's like complete wackiness. That's not how biology works, but she seemed to talk about it like it was a medical fact, and it was just like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Let's not forget that Alyssa thought that Newark was a country. So, let's not go into the state of the education system right now. Yeah. Whoa. I'm glad that I'm fairly certain none of my, because I have 3, none of my 3 kids would come to that conclusion. And if they would, my jaw would drop and I would look at them like, what? So, I got sidetracked there, but my point is, the voting is going on for the backstage pass. Brittany, I would think, is going to win it, but who knows? There will be a show tonight. We'll see how people are painted and how hard they advertise that the voting is going on. But you can still vote. It's up to 10 times per day per email address. And by the way, you don't have to be a subscriber to the live feeds to do this. You literally just type in an email address and log in. But you can then log out, type in another email address, and log in to that one and do it. You may get some emails from Paramount Plus, but I haven't noticed any particular uptick. And I did do it with like 3 different accounts when I was testing it out the first night. I haven't voted since the first night, but I voted 30 times, I think, the first night. So there you go. Let's see. I'm working on a sneeze here, folks, and we're gonna pause until I'm done sneezing. So I'll be right back. All right, only one sneeze. So backstage pass, we don't know what's going on with that. So we're just kind of in limbo on how that's going to influence the game, and if Taylor indeed gets evicted. If not, is it going to be Alyssa, Brittany, or Paloma? We're just kind of not knowing. We won't find anything out tonight, by the way, I don't think. We won't get any more clues because this is going to be a pre-recorded show. And, and it's only going to cover up until the Power Veto meeting, which, of course, was on Monday. And immediately after the Power Veto meeting, Paloma was all in Taylor's face crying and telling her she would be there for her and she's her friend. And we know that Paloma is one of the key individuals responsible for Taylor's situation. So it's very strange. And what I'm thinking, what I thought, when I posted my last tweet was, the audience, the TV-only viewers, aren't even going to see that until Thursday night's show. It's like, wow, they're just so out of the loop on what's going on. And that will, to me, have a big influence on people's opinions of Taylor to see how, what I would say is two-faced she is. It's kind of crazy. But tonight's episode will end at the end of the Power Veto meeting with Taylor nominated. And so we won't see any of the fallout from Taylor being nominated tonight. We'll probably see that it's going to lean that way. So maybe they'll try to, just prepare people for it and just get the quote narrative going. So, all right. I digress. Other than that, so the whole point is it's been quiet. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm assuming Taylor's going to get evicted unless this backstage pass has a big influence. And if that happens, I'm going to assume that Brittany will be safe and that it will be either Alyssa or Paloma going. I don't know how the production crew feels about Paloma. If they're looking at her as like, oh my gosh, this is a character we can run with for the season. She can be the villainess. Or is it, oh my gosh, she is a headache and we just got to get rid of her soon. And maybe, that's what happens Thursday night. Maybe Paloma goes instead of Taylor. I just don't know. And by the way, so now talking about Taylor, Paloma was just a girl on fire yesterday as far as she's got issues. Lots of people are out there doing their self-diagnosis or their non-professional, or maybe some of them are professionals, analysis of Paloma. I'm going to spare you that, other than I've already talked about it a little bit and said my opinion, but I'm just going to not, let's just say she's sleep deprived and she is, being in the house has not been a good thing for her mentally. She is all over the place, just a stream of consciousness talking, and she did it again yesterday. And then she was in the diary room for like over an hour. When she came out, she was a little bit better, but she still had her moments. And she can talk really intelligently sometimes about stuff. And she says she went to Berkeley, and I don't know. It's like, wow, but then she says other stuff that's like, okay, you're just not nuttier than a fruitcake, but maybe nuttier than a, I don't know. I could make some kind of a joke about something that just has a little bit of nuts in it. Yeah. All right. So that's where things stand. if that even makes any sense right now. The house has been fairly calm yesterday. Taylor has been a bit more included, or she has chose to include herself a bit more, but I don't see her saving herself. I don't see the house changing. I did note that later in the day yesterday, Alyssa had a conversation with a couple of people. Maybe it was Brittany. I don't remember who she was talking to, but she kind of warned them just to not say anything to Paloma that they didn't want to get out to anybody else. In other words, don't say a name around Paloma because it's dangerous to say the wrong thing around her. Which, remember, one of the first final two alliances was Alyssa and Paloma, and I think Alyssa, for her lack of geographical knowledge, actually has done a bit of reading of Paloma and realizes that she may not be the best person to align with, or at least not to be your ride or die with. And Alyssa, not that I have noticed, hasn't said anything terrible lately or at all. So, she might, I don't know, other than the fact that she doesn't understand biology or geography, as far as a character in the game, she may not be too controversial. I like how everything I'm stating is with the inflection with my voice going up because I'm not really sure. Oh, we'll talk about something else briefly at the end here, which we are arriving at rather quickly. The point is, as I got up this morning, all the house guests were going to sleep. So they aren't staying up super late. I mean, unless you consider 4 a.m. super late, which most people would. I think the lights were going off by 4 a.m. So, Big Brother time. Yeah, I'm just kind of a bit of a stream of consciousness myself this morning, aren't I? Anything else to tell you guys that I can think of? Not really. I think that's where things are at today, unless Taylor really gets with it. It could just be another fairly quiet day. I guess one other thing I would say is, they did get the camera a couple of days ago so they could take their own selfie pictures. I forgot about mentioning that. So there's something that they did. The have-nots still seem to be have-nots, at least as of last I saw. They hadn't started eating, and usually they get their celebration and they get their big eat on Wednesday night, which leads into Thursday being a day that they can kind of recover and be ready, or not Thursday. Wednesday, they usually have a chance to eat a little bit before I guess they got have-nots a day earlier than normal. Is that what happened? Yeah, because since they got have-nots immediately, instead of Friday getting have-nots, they actually got have-nots on Wednesday night / Thursday morning. So, but I guess CBS decided to just give them an extra day of have-nots. So they really are doing their 8th day of have-nots today, but none of them have raised a stink, so we'll see. What else? That's all I got today for now. I do want to comment on another Big Brother without giving a spoiler out. The show Big Brother Australia ended, was it yesterday? I don't know which day it ended. I think it ended yesterday, was the finale. It was Wednesday night, and Tuesday night. And I watched that. There are those of you... Actually, you know what? The first 2 seasons of this iteration of Big Brother Australia are available on Paramount+. That would be a really good watch. If you've never watched Big Brother Australia, first of all, it's not the same. The ones that are available on Paramount+ aren't what it used to be. But it's still a really good show. And it's more of like the U.S. version in some ways. And it's totally unlike the U.S. version in other ways. So, but it's worth checking out. So on Paramount+, which is the same thing that you get with your CBS All Access with your Big Brother live feeds, under Big Brother you'll find Big Brother Australia. You can check out 2 of the seasons, 12 and 13 I believe is what the season numbers are, and this was season 14 that just ended, and so it'll eventually show up on Paramount+, and I'm not going to spoil it for sure. 31 episodes I think is how long it ran. They were in the house for 60-some days. There also was a Big Brother Australia celebrity version that ran this winter. I don't know if that will show up or not. Omarosa was in it, in the house. And a couple other people Jenner was in the house. I can't think of her female name now. Sorry. It's not Kylie, is it? I can't think of it. Anyways, that was a good show too. So, but if you have a chance, check it out. But the finale of season 14 was last night, and I was happy with the season. I was happy with it. The 3 finalists were good 3 finalists. The winner, I'm talking a little bit in circles because I'm not going to say who won. and I was fine with all three people that were finalists. I personally thought that it just depends on how you judge the game. So the public got to vote for the winner. The winner was not voted on by the House. It definitely wouldn't have been a unanimous vote by the House if the House had actually got to vote. I am sure they would have voted emotionally and along connections. And the actual winner was. I'm sure some people were surprised and some people were like, well, of course that's who should have won. We'll just leave it at that. I would categorize myself among the slightly surprised group, just based on how I thought things might go. I'm being vague here, but I don't think my saying any of that's going to spoil who actually won, because you could say that about all three finalists. There was reasons to think that any three of them might win and any three of them might not win. All right, with that, folks, I am going to sign off. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. I do not anticipate anything going on as far as big news, big changes. Maybe Taylor will start campaigning, but I would anticipate I will talk to you tomorrow morning, which will be which will be eviction day, and we'll see what's up. All right. Yep, that's it. I'm done talking now. You can get ready to turn it off, John. I'm talking to people that I know listen every once in a while. You guys all be well, and we'll talk to you. Thank you for your support. Thank you, patrons. Thank you to those of you who have reached out to me with positive notes of encouragement after the past couple of days, after earlier in the week when I was just a bit beaten down. I'm feeling okay. I still am kind of disappointed in the way things have gone so far this season. But it is what it is. The Twitterverse seems to have calmed down a little bit too, which is kind of funny how everybody runs hot and cold, and it doesn't, There's been lots of articles out there too. Yeah, see, here I go. I'm not done yet. I am done. There have been lots of articles talking about the whole situation, and I've had private conversations with some friends, and the whole thing is that people look at this and go, what a mess Big Brother is, and honestly, this is the one thing about Big Brother is that, none of the other shows have live feeds. And a lot of this stuff goes on all the other shows. It's just not edited into the show. And they edit around it and don't show it. And Big Brother exposes it. But this is the controversy that it brings. So just keep that in mind when you watch Survivor next time. And just know that there's some of the same kind of crap that goes on. It just doesn't get on the show because they don't need to show it. They can do a story in a different way. All right? All right, now I'm really gone. Goodbye. Take care. Thanks for listening. We'll see you.